Hello and welcome to Perfectly Paired with Chef Jim May. Today I'm making a wonderful side dish that's festive, seasonal, great with Thanksgiving. It's going to be paired with our Papapietro Perry Pinot Noir from Campbell Ranch, the 2020 vintage. Wonderful wine, one of the few that's not Russian River. It has a different flavor profile and great black and red fruit. And as I'm going to be using it, I'm making a pilaf, which is basically noodles and rice coated in fat and then added with a stock. And to that, I'm going to be covering it with some golden raisins, some dried red cherries, some slivered apricots, and some pistachio nuts. And that's going to make the topping, the texture that's going to bridge the fruit and the rice with the wine. So what I'm going to do is start by sauteing. I'm going to break up these vermicelli, thin noodles, and saute it in some butter. Coat them really well, add rice, coat that really well, and then add stock and let that cook, and then while that cooks, I'll prepare the topping for it. So what happened, melt a half a stick of butter and break the pasta noodles into like 1 to 2 inch pieces. This makes it kind of like a rice-a-roni, but it's much better. So I'm going to coat this with the butter. And I've got 2 cups of rice, and I'm also going to coat that because that's what makes it a pilaf. A pilaf is like some noodles with rice coated in fat, and then you add your savory, your stock, either vegetable or chicken. So this just gets a little bit of a coat. Make sure it's all coated. I'm adding 4 cups, basically 2 to 1. I'm going to bring this to a simmer, cover it, and give it about 20 minutes to cook. So the the broth has come to a simmer. I'm going to cover it and let it simmer over low for about 20 minutes till done. And I'm done with that step altogether. The next step, which is also very easy, is taking the fruit, coating that in a little butter and toasting it. I'm going to start with the apricots, which I'm just going to sliver. That's about the most work I'm going to get out of this one. So the colors, they're fall colors, they're fruity, they're bright, they go great with the wine. So I've got this, and I'm going to start melting some butter in another little saute pan. And I'm going to add each of these one at a time, starting with the pistachios, because I want to get the pistachios a little bit of toast on them. The other ones I just want to heat through and coat. So like I said, the pistachios will be the first to go. Start with, again, we use a few tablespoons of butter. And the wine, which is, again, one of the 2 that are not Russian River. This goes into Campbell Ranch, goes into a blend that is Sonoma Coast. And this has totally different characteristics. Even though it's got the cherry and it's got the dark red fruit and black fruit, it has a little more intensity, a little more minerality. Great nose. Okay, butter's melting. I'm going to add the pistachios first, about a half a cup. And everything else is about a 1/4 cup. So this is a dish that actually goes great with poultry, goes great with lamb, especially good. Ham, lamb, pork, turkey. It's all going to be a real fall, bright flavors, and it can be served at room temperature if you like. I'm going to add the cherries to this next. These are just dried cherries. You can also use cranberries if you'd like. again, it's got the fruit profile that goes well with the Pinot Noir. And I'll get the apricots. Now all of these, I'm just gonna let the butter kind of toast it up, soak it in. And it just takes, 3 to 5 minutes. This used to be one of my favorites growing up. And I wasn't drinking Pinot at the time. So the harvest is done. It was a little bit later than normal because we had all the rains and the cool weather. But the numbers of the sugars and the fruit and the acids are like perfect. Everyone's going to say this is going to be a year like the 2020s, which are again a real fabulous year. Good temperatures, good long hang time, delicious fruit flavors. Okay, this is probably enough cooking, so I'm just going to let this sit for a little bit till the rice is done, and then I'm going to dish out the rice and we'll cover it. And like I said, easy side dish, and that's what you want during the holidays. You don't want to be in the kitchen doing a lot of mashing potatoes or whatever. This is like a dish you can make ahead of time. It's beautiful with the fall colors. So it's been about 20 minutes. I'm going to see how it's looking. It looks good. So it takes a little bit of fluffing to break it apart and to mix the pasta in with the rice. You want to get all that broken up and fluffed up. And then we're going to dish it up. Like I said, it can be made as hot like what this is going to be. So we've got the cooked rice along with the noodles in the stock. This is usually going to be enough for 6 to 8 people as a side dish. And it's got wonderful flavor for the stock and the butter. So, gonna taste it and make sure it's got enough salt in it. Could actually use a little more salt. Gonna give it a little salt. Toss it around again. So this is a nice, delicious dish on its own. But what we're gonna do is add the fall fruit. So we're just gonna coat that. Look how pretty that is. And it's not only pretty, but it's really, really good with the wine. Gonna give this a little try. Gonna get a little bit of everything on one spoon if I can. The nuttiness and the fruit, that cherry and that raisin flavors go so good with the wine. It's perfectly paired. That's finally enough. I'm gonna give it another try. And like you can see, it is beautiful, festive fall colors. And the flavors are delicious. Happy holidays to your family and friends, and have some great wines, and here's to the good life. Enjoy.